business studies class. Okay, so last video we have started the 7th chapter, that is directing, and from that we have completed the features, or you can call the characteristics of directing, and another term we have completed, that is the importance of directing. So in this video we are going to see what are the principles of directing. Okay, so what are the principles of directing? So what is the meaning of it? Principles of directing means what as a manager, see, who are going to do this directing process? By a manager, otherwise by a supervisor. Okay, manager in terms of it, see, all level of management should carry out the function of directing. There is an order. Means top level manager should also carry out the function of directing, middle level manager also should be carried out the function of directing, and lower level manager also, otherwise you can call the supervisor also carry the function of directing. So while you are going for the directing of your subordinate, see, directing process it is happen between superior and subordinate, otherwise head and you can call the boss and worker. Okay, boss and worker, between boss and worker the directing process is carried out. But who is going to doing this directing process? By a manager, because it is a function of management. Directing is a function of management. So always it is the responsibility of manager for the directing of their employees. Okay, so what are these principles? These principles should be used by manager while directing their employees. Means who are going to use this principle to direct the employees? Obviously manager is going to use these principles to direct their employees. Means what manager should do while directing to their employees, which rules, otherwise you can call the which regulation it should be followed by a manager, that is known as the principles of directing. Means which basic concept manager should use while going for the directing process. So there are total 8 principles of directing. So just first one, maximum individual contribution, then harmony of objective, then unity of command, appropriateness of directing techniques, managerial communication, use of informal organization, leadership, follow through. Okay, these are the techniques, otherwise you can call these are the principles. These principles should be used by a manager to direct their employees. So let's start how the manager can use this technique. So first one, what they are given? Maximum individual contribution. What is the first principle? Maximum individual contribution. So what is the meaning of it? Maximum means more. Okay. So individual means what? Each employee who are working within that organization. Individual means each employee who are working in that organization. Contribution. Their part, their work, their contribution of work should be there. Means each employee who are working within that organization, they should contribute themselves. They should contribute their work for the organization. How they can contribute for the organization? See, if we are employees and manager is telling to us, give your 100% contribution for our organization. So we have to give the 100%, but sometimes the people are different. See, maximum individual contribution means each employee should give the maximum contribution of their work for the organizational goal, to achieve the organizational goal. So individual, the term individual indicates each employee. Okay, if the manager told to us, you should contribute your maximum for your work, so due to that we can achieve the organizational goal. But individual means each employee have different attitudes, their way of working may be different, otherwise you can call they are from the different criteria, otherwise what you call backgrounds, they have different backgrounds, different attitude and different kind of work they have. Okay, so if manager told me like that, so some of they are going to contribute maximum there, but some of they, if I contribute, what manager will be give us? Means this type of question they are going to ask. Means what each employee want, otherwise some of employee want a reward for that contribution. See, take just an example. Your mother or father told some work to you, okay, between otherwise to you and your sister, okay. Your mother and father told some work to your mother and told to some work to you and your sister, okay. But you are doing work without expectations. Without expectations, you are doing the work. Means how mother and father told to work means you are taking it as a responsibility and you are trying your best to complete that work. Is it right? But your sister, what she is going to ask, if I complete this work, what you will give to us? Yes? Means she is going to ask the question to her parents. So similarly, why these things are going to happen? Because each employees are not similar, each individual are not similar, so they want reward from their work. So according to their attitude, according to their work situation, manager should direct to each employees. Means what? You are doing your work without expectations, but your sister wants a reward from after the completion of work. Then your mother and father, they are given money to her, otherwise some gifts to her for the after the completion of work. Means she wants a reward for her work, but you are not expecting any reward from that. Means what is the attitude of your and your sister? It is different. So if n number of employees are working within the same organization, they have different attitude. Their backgrounds are different, so always they want different kind of motivation. Just like say, you not expect anything from your mother and father. So what you want? The respect from your mother and father you want. So that is your different choice. Your choice is different. But your sister wants money from your mother and father. So similarly, each person have their different needs. She wants the money, but you don't want the money. So according to that, it is the responsibility of manager, by checking the attitude of each employee, you should direct to your employees. Then only, when the proper direction it is there, then only the individual, each employees are going to contribute maximum for your organization, otherwise no. So what the thing they are, use such techniques of directing to encourage employees to work effectively and efficiently. Just I told the techniques. Means manager should use such techniques. Due to that, your worker should be motivated to do that work. So which techniques may be there? Just I told. So techniques here are financial and non-financial incentives. This technique you should be used by the manager. Financial incentives means what? In terms of money, if you give a reward of work to your employees in terms of money, so your employees are motivated and they are doing best for the organization. So just like if your mother father told the work to you and your sister want money from your mother and father for the completion of work. So that is the financial incentives. And non-financial, you don't want the money from your mother and father. That is the non-financial. You don't want money, just you want the respect from your mother and father. That is the non-financial incentives. So within the motivation, these are the techniques, or you can call the motivation incentives, financial and non-financial. Within that also, a number of types are also there. So we will complete within afterwards. Okay. So just I am telling example here, financial and non-financial. If the reward of work is given in terms of money, that is the financial incentives. If the reward of work it is not given in terms of money, that is called as a non-financial incentives. Reward is given here, but not in terms of money. So take an example, maybe the promotion. see, I don't want extra money, but I want a promotion. So some of the attitude have by the employees, but some of employees, I don't want any position, just increase my salary, that much only. Otherwise, give me allowances, means a medical facility. Such allowances should be given. Some of employees, what they want, their security within the job. That is the non-financial incentives. I don't want extra money. I am satisfied with my job, but my job should be secure. You should not remove. You should not do unemployment with me. So some of employees want like that. Some of employees want retirement facility in terms of pensions. So that comes under the financial incentives. So there are different types of non-financial and non-financial incentives. We will complete it after this. But what is the basic thing? Each person, if the manager wants, each person who are working within that organization, they should contribute for the work. Means manager should use such techniques. Such techniques means here this technique, financial and non-financial. Just manager should tell, if you complete the work, I will do the extra payment for you. So that is the thing. It is a technique. So such a technique should be used by the manager for maximum individual contribution of each employee. So that is the first principle they should use. Means use such techniques. Due to that, your employees get motivated, and due to motivation, they are contribute their maximum for the organization. Okay. So second is harmony of objectives. I hope you got the first one clear. Next, harmony of objectives. Harmony of objectives means what? See, harmony means bringing together. Here may be the organization and here may be the employees. So you can take here organization or manager. So both have different goals. Goals are different. Harmony means what? Bringing together. So what is the goal of organization? It should be bring together. And what is the goal of employee? It should be bring together and make a same interest of employees also and organization also. That is the harmony of objectives. Okay, objectives means goals only. Okay. So see what they are here. Goals are different. So whose goals are different? Organizational or manager goals are different. And employees goals are different. So what is the goals of organization or manager? So organization want more profit. Is it right? Any organization want more profit, more shareholders. Maybe the different goals they have. So organizational goals is a different, and each employee goals are also different. What the employee want? They want job security, pension facility, extra salary, bonus, reward, authority. So such goals have by employees. So what these different goals are there now? It should be bring together. Means due to that organizational goal also fulfill and employees goal also fulfill. So that bringing together, that is known as the harmony of objectives. Okay, that is mean harmony of objectives. Means how the manager can bring this goal together. See, due to directing, organizational goals are in their own interest. Means what the manager tells to their employees, if you do such kind of works, if we achieve this much profit, we will give the, otherwise we will share the profit also. Means such, here also use such techniques to make the harmony. Okay, means manager what to tell to their employees, due to your contribution, if you got a lot profit, we will share a profit with you. Such techniques you should use to bring the harmony among the objectives. So that is the thing. Next is unity of command. So this technique, that is the second principle used by the manager. Third principle, what the manager should use? Unity of command. So what the manager should use? Unity of command means what? Employee should receive order from one supervisor only. Okay. So unity of command means what? Employee should receive order. See, what is the meaning of directly? Means given instruction or order. So employees should, each employee should receive order from single boss only. Means boss should be single there. Received order from single person only. Otherwise what is going to happen? See. So he is a boss. The boss. So this employee X receive order from his boss. One employee, one boss. Over. Second employee Y, he is taken order from this boss. Okay, no doubt. One employee, one boss. Third Z employee taken order from single boss. So one employee, one boss. No doubt. So that only unity of command. Okay. For n number of people, one single boss is there. That is also no problem. Okay. For n number of people, it is a single boss. That is also no problem. Okay. But yet that is employee X taking order from this boss, employee Y taking order from this boss, employee Z taking order from this boss. That is the unity of command. Means what? Employees should receive order from single boss only. One boss only. One supervisor only. Supervisor means boss. Only one supervisor only. If there is not only one boss, suppose for n number of people there is a one boss, no problem. Okay. But boss are more. What is going to be happening? So it is also boss. It is also boss. It is also boss. So within that these two employees. So this is employee X. So employee X taking instruction or order from this boss also and from this boss also. Means three supervisor or three boss are given order to single employee. If boss is single for n number of employees, no problem. But boss are more or supervisors are more to single employee, there may be the problem. So what is going to happen? Otherwise it creates confusion, chaos or conflict. And conflict means what is going to happen? If this boss, see within first diagram, if this boss is given order to this person, he is going to complete a work without any confusion, and this employee is reporting to this boss only because he is given order to us. So I am going to report it that. Why also do you see? Same thing. What is the conclusion of work? They are going to give the reporting to that boss. They are also doing the same. But if boss are more, boss A, B and C, all three boss are given instruction to single employee X. So what is going to happen? So this employee X under the confusion, whose work I should do complete. Okay. If he did this person, this boss work first, these two are angry on this employee because why you are not completed our work. So see, take an example. We are teachers, okay, and you are a student, and we told some instruction to you, or there is some work to you, okay, some work to you. So how many we are teachers? All teachers we told some work to you. And we are given a deadline on a single day only. Okay, and to completion of all homework for all subjects within a single day, that is difficult to you. But what I am going to do? Why you are not completed? So I am angry on you. Second teacher also doing the same thing. Third teacher also doing the same thing. So instead of that, if one single boss is there, so it is easy to employee to follow its instructions. Yes, if only one boss is there, it is easy to follow the instruction by employees. But bosses are more, due to that there may be the confusion. So this person under the confusion, whose I should listen first? I should listen this boss or this boss or this boss. Choices means disorder. Means if I listen this boss, I am disordering this too. If I am listening this boss, I am disordering this too. or conflict also. So between there will be the chances of conflict come between bosses also and boss employees also. So that's why unity means single. Unity of command. Command means giving a order. Means what you are giving the order to your employees, it should be passed from single supervisor. Means boss should be single. Boss should be single. Otherwise, you can take example. What is the top level management, middle, and lower, and below that employees are there. So employee should receive order from this boss only. This boss should not give direct order to lower employees. This top level management should not give directly order to lower level management. For lower level management, order should be passed from middle level management only. So that is the thing, unity of command. Boss should be single. Okay. So next principles of directing is appropriateness of direction technique. Appropriateness of direction techniques is what? Techniques. So just within the first principle I told techniques. Which kind of techniques they should use? Just motivation, supervision, leadership and communication. By using this technique, you should direct your employees. But that should be appropriate. Means appropriate technique should be there. Okay. So means what? Techniques like motivation. You should motivate. You should encourage your employee. Supervision. While they are doing their work, you should observe. You should monitor your employees. Leadership. Rather than the boss, you should become a leader of your employees. Leader, how the leader? You should implement the qualities of good leaders. Okay. Next, communication. There should be a proper communication with your employees. So such techniques you should use within the appropriate manner. Means rather than that, you should not use any technique. Means for one single employee, you are giving extra payment, and other employees you are not giving extra payment. So this bias should not be there. Okay. So what techniques you are using to motivate your employees, that should be appropriate. Okay. So next technique is managerial communication. Managerial communication. So free flow of communication between manager and employees. So what you are given instruction. So who are given instruction? Manager only. So what the instruction is given by the manager, otherwise supervisor, that should be free flow of communication should be there. Free flow means communication between manager and worker, or manager or employees, or supervisor and subordinate. It should be free flow of communication. Means what you are given instruction, all employees should got that instruction. Free flow of communication. Second thing, there should not be any barrier, or you should try to reduce the barrier. What are the barriers may be there while communicating? So maybe the language problem may be there, that may be the barrier. Suppose manager or supervisor is telling some instruction to the employees. So employees are, suppose unskilled laborers are there. So they are not going to understand the managerial language. So it is the responsibility of manager. You try to convey the message like that easily understood by your employees. So that this barrier should be reduced. If manager is talking within the English or foreign languages, how the unskilled labor from the India, how they can understand? Okay, so there should be a proper communication between your worker and manager. So free flow of communication should be there. Second thing, what is the free flow of communication? If the employees are hesitate to ask the question, suppose employees have doubts, but due to the hesitation, they are not going to ask the question. So employees end up with confusion. So that is also solved by the manager by ensuring proper feedback from the employees. If I am teaching to you, you are understanding or not. So it is a responsibility of mine. I I should take a proper feedback from you. Are you getting my point or not? So that is the responsibility of manager. They should take a proper feedback from the employees if they are getting their instructions or not. So there should be a proper, otherwise there should be free flow of communication. And if any barriers are there, suppose manager is not able to speak in another language. So he is expert within English, but he is not able to speak in another language. So you should try to reduce the barrier. So what is the barrier here? Language is a barrier. So what the manager should do? They should use a translator there. Manager is going to tell the team to translator, and translator is going to be translate to workers. And another thing also, the meaning of words also. That is also maybe the barrier. So you should not use one word which have the different meaning. So due to that, maybe there will be the confusion. So you should use a proper wording also. Otherwise, what is your facial expression? That should not be changed. So we will see everything, whatever is the communication and barriers of communication within this chapter only. So we will see everything within this communication content. Okay. So what you are communicating with your employees, so there should not be any barrier. There should be free flow of communication. Okay. So next principle is use of informal organization. Use of informal organization means what? So we have seen within the organization chapter there are two types of organization: informal organization and formal organization. So within formal organization, what is going to follow? So what instruction? Otherwise, everything, what is activity of that organization, that is everything followed by with rules and regulations. Formal, everything should be within the formal manner. But in use of informal organization means what? So there may be the employees, between employees there may be the social relationship also. Employees can be maybe the friends. So within if organization is large, so there may be obviously the friends are going to become between the colleagues. If employees are working they have the friendship with each other. So what is the responsibility of manager? Manager should identify the group of that informal organization. This manager should search how many people they have the friendship, how many people they have the friendship, and use that group for the benefit of organization. That is only identify informal group and use that group strategically, by using strategically for the advantage of organization. Okay. So use that group. Manager should identify these 10 people have a group, they have a friendship among themselves. So these 10 people have the group, they have friendship among themselves. So manager should identify how many groups are there. And by identifying that groups, use that group that should be the beneficial for the organization, for the advantage of organization. How you can take an example? Suppose any policies of organization are going to be changed. Okay, otherwise you can call the rules and regulation. Okay, but if this message is passed formally, means formally they are announced, they are make a notice from tomorrow onwards the working hour is of 10 hours. If such things are told, employees are opposing for it. Okay, but this message, if they are passed from informal group, okay, if that message is passed from the informal group, so sometimes they are going to be understood that situation, why they are doing for the 10 hours, if they are getting extra salary for that 2 hours. Means if you to try to pass such change within the policy from informal group rather than from formal organization. Because if you pass the message from the informal group, so that time that group is have the, means you can take the opinion from that group, and that group also try to understand to your organization. But if you given the order, there may be the chances of opposing for that changes thing. Okay, so that's why use the informal organization. Next, leadership. So manager should have leadership quality. So rather than becoming a boss, you should work like a leader. Boss is only given an instruction, but leader along with themselves, leader is going to carry their group. Okay, leader is going to carry their group. Okay, so that's why manager should have a leadership quality. So what is the leadership quality? We will see afterwards within the leadership content. Okay. So leadership quality means what? Your manager should have a proper communication with their employees. So there are a number of qualities of leader. Maybe the physical quality, maybe their discipline, proper communication or attitude of leader. Okay. So this quality should have among the manager. Okay. And last one, follow through. Follow through means ensure about instruction followed properly or not. Means it is the responsibility of manager. What you are given instruction to your employees, they means only given instruction, you should not stop there. You should always take a feedback from that. You should always under the supervising process, you should always monitor or observe the work of your employees up to the completion of that work properly or not. Means only giving the order, that is not work of manager. You should take the follow up to the completion of that work. You should check the things, you should analyze the things, you should observe your subordinates, you should monitor your subordinates, you should guide your subordinates. So everything it should be did by the manager. So I hope you got what are the principles of management. Okay. So I hope you got the thing clearly. Suppose if you have any doubt, please comment below. So thank you so much.